With our word problems, what we're going to be doing is we're going to create a system based on what the problem tells us. So that means that we're going to have to read the equation, read the problem, and form problems from this. Are you ready? That means we can't talk to each other. We gotta read. So everybody read number 1 first. Just read it. Just read it to yourself. So we need to be looking at our paper or looking at the board. We're reading to ourselves. All right, so I'm giving you a test, right? And what is it worth? 100 points, okay? So let's underline that it's worth 100 points. How many questions does it have? 40. Okay. Now, does it tell us any other information about the points in the problem? Damien?
2-point and 4-point questions.
Awesome. Take a point. 2-point and 4-point questions on the test. And then it says how many of each type of question. Correct? So what we're going to do first is we're going to define our variables. So we're going to label X and Y. So we're going to start by saying that X is our 2-point questions and Y is our 4-point. Is everybody with me so far? Natalie, you can write on the other one if you want to. All right, now, how many total questions do we have?
4.
Okay, so what am I going to do with the X and the Y?
You're going to plug it in.
What does total mean? You add them, right? So I have how many types of questions?
2.
And they're called X and Y, right? What would I do with those 2 types of questions to get 40? I would add them. So I would say X plus Y equals 40. It's in green. Does everybody understand? 40 questions. We have 2 types, so we say that X plus Y equals 40. Now, what do we know about the point system with this test? Are they all the same points, or are they different? They're different? So, what's our first type of point system? 2 points. And how would you, let me think of the way to ask this. How would you figure out how many points you got for these?
What do you divide?
Think about it first. Like if I give you a test and I say that you have some questions that are 2 points, how are you going to figure out your total number of points for those questions? Multiply what?
How many questions do you have?
Times the points, right? Awesome. Both of you take a point. So we have 2 points, and we're going to multiply it by what? X. Because we don't know those yet, do we? We don't know how many of those there are yet, so we multiply it by X. So now what are we going to do with the 4 and the Y?
Plus 4y.
Plus 4Y. And how many total points is our test? Does everybody see how we set that up? Isn't it magic? Now, how many different ways do we have to solve a system? 3. Graphing. What's the next one? Substitution. And then? So what method do we want to use here?
Elimination.
Y'all seem to like elimination better, right? Okay, so we could eliminate every time. Now, do we want to, can we eliminate to begin with? No, because we don't have any coefficients that are the same. So do you guys want to eliminate X or Y?
X.
Okay, so how would we eliminate our X's? What do we need to do? Do what? Say it again. Multiply by 2? On the top or on the bottom? Take a point. Multiply by 2 on the top. Now, am I going to multiply everything by 2 or just one of the things? Everything. So what's 2 times x?
2x.
What's 2 times y?
2y.
Equals? 2 times 40?
80.
80. What do I do with the orange equation?
Bring it down.
Just slide it over, bring it down. Good job, y'all.
2y.
Okay, now we have the same sign, correct? So are we going to add or subtract?
Subtract. So we got same sign, subtract. Same sign.
So we have to eliminate. In normal, like when we're normally adding and subtracting, yes, but to eliminate, you have to do same sign, subtract. All right, what's 2x minus 2x? 2y minus 4y? Negativo 2. And 80 minus 100? No. Negative 20. How did you get positive 10, Reggie?
Negative 2 on both sides.
Take a point. You did. All right, now I have a question. How do we find x? Paris.
You put y and 10 into y.
What? Okay, so how would I write my equation?
2x plus.
No. Come back over here.
Oh, that would. Okay. X plus. What we got?
Oh my, what?
X plus what we got.
What we got? What we got? Equals.
You got subtract 10. That's right. You got it right. You got it 30. 32. Comma 10.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions?
Oh.
Natalie, ask nicely. It will not kill you to politely say, can you move your head so I can see? There we go. Damien, breathe. You're not. You're fixing to go off on this next problem. Does anybody have any questions on what we did here? At the beginning. Right here. So I took this and I plugged it in right here. Just so we didn't have to divide. It was easier to plug it in. Alright, so what did we do first? Before we created our equations, what did we do? Paris? Okay, Mackenzie? We read the problem and we underlined stuff that was important, right? And then what did we do from there, Diamond? We figured out x and y and we determined what it was asking us, right? So where did we get x plus y equals 40 from? Say it to me again. The number of questions total. X plus y equals 40 is the number of questions total. That's why it's in green. Take a point. All right, where did we get 2x plus 4y equals 100? That's the points per problem, right? And we added them together to get 100 because the test is worth. Okay. Are you ready to look at the next one? Read it to yourself. Ma'am? Don't steal them. Other people have. Both of them together make purple. The purple people eaters. Alright, so a model airplane club publishes a newsletter. Expenses are 90 cents for printing and mailing plus 600 total. Okay? So I'm sorry, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Then can you sit up?
We're not done with this.
We're not done with this. Can you tell me what the word expenses mean?
Expenses, something that costs something.
Your cost, right? Yeah, awesome. Take a point. Expenses are the cost. Now, can you tell me, what are we going to use for our newsletter? Do we know how many newsletters we need? So what is that called? A variable. So are we going to use X or Y? X. And how would we write an expression for our first pink part?
X plus Y. Oh, no.
We just have X for our newsletter, so read it to me. It's 90 cents for printing and mailing each copy. So are we going to multiply 90 cents times X, or are we going to add 90 cents to X? Multiply. And then what are we going to add to that?
Miss Asper,
Yes, ma'am.
we have Reginald McClay to check out, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, so what are we going to add to that? Are we done? What else does it say? Read what it says. It says expenses are 90 cents for printing and mailing plus 600 total for research. So what do I have to add to it? For real. Alright, so then it says that the price of the newsletter is $1.50 per copy. So if they charge $1.50 per copy, is that their income?
No, that's their,
This is what they thought this was.
yeah, no.
Well, think about this. If I charge you $1.50 for every crazy question y'all ask me, I'm making money, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that's my income. I'm going to make all of the money, right? Because y'all ask a lot of crazy questions. Okay, so would this be my income? If the price per newsletter is $1.50, that would be my income, right?
That's a lot of money, Cody.
So income is our profit. Now, how would we write an expression for our income? What are they doing? I know, but let's think before we speak, or I'm going to start charging. How much money are we making per copy?
Oh, 150.
So what are we going to do with $1.50?
150X.
150X. Now, this says, how many copies do they need to break even? What does the words break even mean? What does the word break even mean? Y'all, we are a company, okay? And we have expenses. These are our expenses, right? So expenses are how much money I'm losing, how much money it costs me to make this. And income is my profit. So if I want them to break even, what does that mean I need to happen?
Split.
Tell me. Y'all don't know what break even means? Y'all, this is like a life lesson. This is something you need to know to exist. So make it equal. Why do we want to make it equal? Because it said break even. I don't know what you said. No. So I want to break even, which means when the expenses equals the income. So that means when it balances out, when they are the same thing, when it equals. Not when you split them apart, when you separate, when whatever the ham sandwich y'all said.
Why is it always?
So if I want my expenses to equal my income, what am I going to do with these two parts? Oh my gosh, y'all, read it. Expenses equals income. Expenses are this. It needs to equal my income. What am I going to do?
Expenses times income.
Work it out without me. That was ridiculous. That should not be that difficult. I told you what to do. You should be able to tell me to set them equal. Set them equal and solve. Go without me. I got 1,000. So you stop yelling at me, Jorge. You subtract 0.90x from both sides, divide by 0.60, and you get x equals 1,000. So how many copies of the magazines do they need to sell? Thank you, Jorge. Can you stop yelling at me? C. Now, how did I know to set them equal to each other? Thank God. Take a point. Because it says break even. And break even is when expenses equals the income. Now, how did we know what our expenses were? 90 cents plus 600. So it says it was 90 cents per copy plus 600. How did we know what our income was? Can you wait just a minute? Thank you. Thank you. All right, so we knew what our income was.
Hey.
Wait. All right, so we knew what our income was because it told us that we made $1.50 per copy. We knew to set them equal because we said break even. Now, you have to be able to solve this without me because this is a two-step equation that we learned last year.
But still gotta be y. I mean, no y.
X? Yeah, gotta find X. Algebra. Oh, my potatoes. We're done with the problem. That's what it was asking us. Open it. Open it, open it, open it. Now, turn it over. We are going to skip this first one because something's wrong with that problem. I got to look at it. And we're going to go down to this one. Now, read that one yourself and see if you and your table can come up with one of the equations on your own. You can go down. Hurry. Fast. Rapido. Yeah, I need to see your pass. That's what I underlined. What did y'all underline? Yeah? Okay. So, what did we let X equal? X was our streamers. And Y is our what? Alright, so in the first part, what did we purchase to begin with? How many streamers? 3x plus how many party hats? And we spent how much money?
30.
Okay, does everybody see how I got that? Come up with the other equation without me.
Do I take these?
Leave it right there. Take the G. All right, so what's our second equation? What did we go back and purchase next?
2 rows of string and 4 party hats with $11.
All right, can we use elimination to solve this?
No.
Yes, we can. But we have to multiply, right? Can we multiply 2 by anything to get 3?
No.
Can we multiply 4 by anything to get 15?
No.
But can we turn both 3 and 2 into 6?
Yes.
What would we multiply our top equation by? What would we multiply our bottom equation by? All right, finish this one without me. Distribute and then eliminate. Go. I haven't finished working this one out. So I got this, then I subtracted, right? Did y'all get this when you multiplied?
Yes.
Okay. So then we subtract. And we cancel right here. And we get 8y equals, what's 60 minus 33? Yeah?
Miss Ezra, isn't it 18?
Right here? Where, y'all?
Well, you had subtracted.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Sorry. 18y. Take a point. All right. So then 27 divided by 18 gives me $1.50. Right? So each of my party hats cost $1.50. Now that I found my party hat, how do I find my streamer? Plug it back into the top or bottom or wherever, really. So I'm going to take this $1.50 and I'm going to plug it in right here. All right, finish it. All right, this is what I got. $2.50 and $1.50. How did we do?
It's okay if we don't add the 0.
You need to add the 0 because it's money. And money is to the hundredths place. Alright, I want you to try the next one without me. Suppose you were starting an office cleaning service. Try that one without me. On your own. Do you need it? Okay.
Let's try this now. Feel like I'm be like,
Hey, what word is in this that was in the other one? And what does that mean? You have to make them equal. All right.